This is the Indie Basketball Podcast. This is where indie rock meets the NBA's finest, and we're diving into a little bit more of a formatted structure to the podcast now going forward. I'll still be doing these interviews, but restructuring a little bit to kind of bring more of a thoughtful perspective on things, specifically more on music and NBA. But kind of in this new structure, I got my first guest here to join me in this, and that's Tommy Manson, who formerly of the band Everyone Everywhere. Which I'd love to ask is are you still in Everyone Everywhere? Are you guys making music anymore?
All right. We are not making music anymore. We haven't broken up.
It's a good way to put it.
There was no breakup. Um, I would like to say that I hope to be back in some capacity um, at some point in the future.
Okay.
But talk with all of the guys. We have a basketball group chat. I play basketball with several of the guys. We're all still really close friends, and we're always keeping things open and we're always chatting. So,
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, so you and I are gonna, talk today about our favorite albums of 2025. Um, and we'll also obviously talk some basketball, but before we get into that, I'd love to talk a little bit more about the band that you mentioned. That's one thing I was going to ask, like if there's intent to play, but it seems like it's one of those things where it's like maybe.
I would say there is intent to play. Um, I don't know how realistic the intent is.
Yeah.
I mean, the intent is there. I don't know how realistic the goal is. Um, but we never really had a last show. We never really
Yeah.
um, said goodbye. We never really did anything formal. We just kind of, faded out as we kind of did with the band. We were never really. Um, I would never. Fugazi is one of my favorite bands ever, and I would never compare us to what they have done. But in some of their ethos that they have, I would like to say that everyone everywhere is akin to that. Never wanting to make money. Um, Literally had our final records up, Name Your Own Price, which I think we were the first band, maybe still the only band to have done that of Name Your Own Price vinyl.
Mhm.
It just never was we never said goodbye. We never had a farewell show. We never intended the band to be anything huge. And we never got to the level that a lot of our friends did and bands that are still going. I think just because we always just kept it fun and simple and we had other things going on in our life. Um, so since we're all kind of doing other things, if everything aligns and we can get back together, we all live in Philadelphia except for our singer Brendan. If we can all kind of get back together and maybe do another show just for old time's sake, or kind of do a more official, not farewell, but just kind of like chance to see us. We would really love to do that. It's just a matter of getting us all in check there.
Sure. Yeah. I feel like I have to ask, have you been asked to play Best Friends Forever?
Um, we
Are
have
you not
not.
allowed to say that?
No, no. So we have not been asked. We would like to.
Yeah.
Um, that would be something that I think we would really enjoy doing.
Sure.
Kind of gives a central hub for people to come see a bunch of bands that they didn't get a chance to before.
Yeah, yeah.
Particularly, I think we fall into the category of a lot of other bands that people didn't get to see us when we were actually playing shows. I know
Hmm.
that's because we played a lot of shows to literally five people. Um, so I think it would give everybody a good shot at that wants to see us to
Sure.
see. So
I mean,
no official ask, but
that's
yeah.
how it was for me this year with snowing. Like I never got to see snowing play and to see them
Which,
this
by the
year.
way, not to cut you off, did you see their insane show in Philly Saturday night?
No.
They played at a place called Philly Style Pizza, a literal pizzeria,
Oh man.
on Saturday night. I think it was capped at like, I don't know, 80 tickets or 100 people or something like that. But it's functioning pizzeria, pizza shop.
Sure.
Go check out the videos. It's
That's sick.
so insane. But I'm really glad you got to see snowing. John Gom, such an amazing guy, such an amazing musician.
Yeah.
Not going to spoil the records of the year. His didn't make my top five. I will say
It
that,
didn't
but
make my top five either, but it's
it's
in top 15
I have a 15 top 15 list, and it's in top 15.
for sure.
Uh, but that's super awesome. You got to go see snowing.
Yeah.
I mean, just so many other bands too. Who else did you see there that you really enjoyed?
Well, unfortunately, I got sick
Oh,
on the
you
third
got
day.
sick. I remember
Yeah.
that.
So I missed, a few. I missed Empire actually playing, but I will be seeing them this upcoming weekend, which will be great. That'll be an awesome show to see them with Joie de Vie and Pet Symmetry.
Bottom
Um,
bracket.
yeah, yeah, it's a sick lineup.
Yeah,
Super stoked for that. But I did get to talk to I get to talk to Keith, and that was great. But oh God, who did I actually see there? Yeah, I saw Snowing. Tiger's Jaw was awesome. That was my first time seeing them as well, and their energy is insane. Um, but yeah, I mean, a lot of the bulk of the ones I was really looking forward to was on that Sunday, and that was
Jimmy Eat
Jimmy
World, right?
World had the insane like all clarity and Static for Veils lineup pretty much. Rilo Kiley, who I luckily already got to see in New York earlier this year. Um, but that's them's the breaks. I got to hung out briefly with my friend Tom from Washed Up Emo. Got to see Knapsack. That was cool. Um, but yeah, that's what it is, and we'll see what happens next year. Who's on that lineup? Because 3 days is still a lot. It's a lot of days.
It is, and I love the way that they do it, where they don't have bands competing. It's
Yeah,
one stage, another stage.
right.
You get a fair shot at everybody. Uh,
Better for worse, because that's tiring, man.
yeah, I mean, I'm 38. I don't have that in me. Um, but yeah, so
Yeah,
I would love to play.
yeah, for
If
sure,
they are listening, if anybody sees it, it's from Best Friends Fest. Um, you know, reach
sure.
out to somebody. We don't have a manager, an agent. I don't think anybody checks the social media
No, yeah,
things, but hey, what you can find us. We
yeah,
would love.
man. Gotta make it happen. Um, so it's really it's been what 10 years since when's the last time you guys played together?
The last big show that we did was Fest. I don't know if it was 13, something like that.
So over 10 years.
It's been over 10 years. And then probably 2014 was the last time we played a Philly show. I believe our last show, if not one of our last shows, was at a venue in Philly. It's no longer around. It's called Everybody Hits.
Mhm.
It was a batting cage venue.
Oh,
And
sick.
that was on the first floor of a big warehouse, and everyone everywhere actually had a warehouse above that a few years prior. And we were in this warehouse, maybe 12 people was the high water mark, and
Mhm.
three out of the four members of the band lived there, practiced there, wrote most of our second record there. So it's kind of a cool full circle moment to play the venue that was
Yeah.
below where we played. But I think that was our last show, and it wasn't anything official, and we didn't know it was our last. So
Right. Sure.
what do they say? There's some saying, I think it is, you're doing something for the last time and you don't even know it.
Mm, so poetic.
One of those, you know?
Yeah. But is it the last time? That's sort of thing. Exactly. Um, and since then, I mean, I feel like there was this kind of Midwest emo scene in the early 2010s, and I don't, I know your personal taste. You kind of veer a little bit in multiple directions, but do you feel like still kind of in that kind of emo scene? Do you still pay attention to like newer bands who are still doing it and stuff like that?
I do. And truth be told, I would say while we were in that scene, I don't know if any of us really listened to many of the contemporary bands that were going
Sure.
on at that time. We had a lot of our other influences and our older influences, and we were friends with, most of the bands that we played with, but I wouldn't really say that I listened to most of them in that in that moment.
Yeah.
But emo in general has always been something that I've listened to and was kind of my primary style of music. I remember this is going back quite a ways, but I first found out about American football. Man, I had to be like 13 years old, where Kenny Vasoli from the Starting Line,
Oh.
they're a Philly band. Um, I used to talk with him on AIM because
Oh man.
his email address was on the back of his old band CD called Sunday Drive.
Hmm.
And it was, like Sunday Drive at AOL.com. And I used to chat with him on instant messengers as like a 13-year-old kid. He's only a few years older than me, but
Sure.
I was asking him for some band recommendations, and he recommended to me American football and was listening to them, downloading from stuff from Napster, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Um, I always kind of listened to the older stuff, even as a younger kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Promise Ring, American football, Cap and Jazz, a little bit more of the original wave, I guess, as opposed to any of the revival stuff.
Sure.
But any of the Midwest stuff was kind of something that I didn't partake in the moment. I probably listen to a lot more now, I would say.
Right.
But I think Count Your Lucky Stars is doing a really good job of kind of filling that niche of the type of emo that I really like listening to.
Sure.
Um, I would say I have it right here. I went through some of my records for our top five, but this record here came out last year. I don't know if you could see it. Be Safe.
Sick. Okay.
Came out on Count Your Lucky Stars record, titled Unwell. That's probably one of my favorite records of a newer emo band, easily in
Hmm.
the last 5 years or so. If you haven't listened to them, check it out. But everything that Keith is doing over there, I think just really taps into what I really like. Um, Camp Cope, they're kind of another emo adjacent band. I
Sure.
wouldn't say, Midwest emo, but that's always kind of been the style of stuff that I listen to, and kind of the
Yeah.
band in general we listen to is a little bit more of, Mineral or the Sunny Day Real Estate, Texas is the Reason, kind of that style of
Yeah.
of indie emo, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Less pop punk realm, more of the kind of almost slowcore adjacent.
Yes, yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Um, cool. Yeah, and another band that I'm a huge fan of that um had a new record this year that didn't make my top cut, but they're on my list is Moving Mountains, and I'm a huge fan of those dudes, and Numa is like truly on my Mount Rushmore of albums, one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, do
And
you
I know that
actually?
was like the same era when you were playing too.
Yeah. Yeah, and miss them, and you actually turned me onto them through the Discord, just posting on there.
Yeah.
I agree, they're really awesome. I almost picked up their record the other day when I was at the local record shop up
Hmm.
this way. I saw it must be the one that came out this year, but it was in the new arrivals bin, and I
Sure.
almost picked it up. I got something else instead, but yeah, that band is very, very
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Yeah, you mentioned that. I mean, that's what's nice about having you on is you're in the Discord, man. We're chit-chatting on the daily, so it's pretty nice having you. It feels like very natural, especially doing our top albums, which we'll do right now. Because in our music league, you won today.
I won today. Okay, two rounds in a row, I think.
Yeah, man. And the pick itself was top your top albums of the year, a song from your top albums of the year.
It
So
was, and it actually was my top song of the year, which I didn't realize.
so
Um,
I won't spoil it for when we make our picks then.
yeah,
But why don't we just dive into our picks then? What we'll do is we'll go back and forth. We'll start with five and we'll count down, and we'll alternate. So why
sounds
don't you
good.
kick off? What's your fifth number five on your albums of the year?
Okay, let me put some stuff aside here. I'm going to be holding them up for anybody that is happen to
Ooh,
be
nice.
watching. Um, but
Physical media.
number five, physical media is the best. Do it if you can. Right here, radioactivity. I don't know if you're familiar with this band. Time Won't Bring Me Down came out, I think, in October, but this is my number five pick. Um, Jeff Burke, he's in The Marked Men, Mind Spiders. This is definitely more of a punk record, um, but that has made it to my number five slot.
Sweet. Yeah, I do not know them. If there's a, you would like them if you like what band?
Well, definitely Marked Men,
Well,
because um, I would say that's going to be for fans of eighth note punk, indie punk. Yeah.
okay.
But they're kind of the king of the eighth note. If you listen to their songs, I mean,
All right.
they're strumming fast, all downstrokes and just yeah, but very great lyrics, very unique voice. Just awesome, awesome record.
Sweet. Awesome. All right, my fifth pick, number five on my list, and just so everyone knows, like all of the full list will be as of today. Well, today is Wednesday in my mind. As of today, it will be up on indiebasketball.com. You can see the full list. So this is just top five sampling, but my number five is Patience Moonbeam by Great Grandpa. I really love that album, and especially because they hadn't played for a while. They weren't similar to like you talked about. They didn't break up, but they weren't sure if they were going to be a band again. Um, and Alman released a solo album, and it was one of my favorite. I think it was probably in my top three of 2023. It's a beautiful, beautiful solo album. And then people were waiting, and they finally dropped it, and it's so good. It's it feels like really big of an album, especially compared to their last album, which was also great. But I think the song Ladybug is probably one of my favorite songs of the year. It's just like those like kind of like chanting choruses just feel like super big and super epic. And it's like I just wanted to keep going and going and going.
I'll check that out. I haven't listened to them. I actually saw them pop up today on Last FM.
Mhm.
But they're on my list. I would love to
Yeah,
check it out.
good
Uh,
stuff. All right, what's your fourth one?
so the fourth one may come as a shock to you with our last Music League round with songs from Album of the Year. And I'm going with Wednesday Bleeds. This record, absolutely incredible. So many different genres on here. The song that I picked, which I believe it was you that said Elderberry Wine, although great song, not the best on the record.
I actually said the opposite.
You said the opposite? I thought that was
I,
you.
it was that I think Elderberry Wine is one of the best songs of the year, but the rest of the album doesn't match that.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay,
That
okay.
it sticks out, but it's like it's a great song though.
I see. Yes, 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 for sure. Yeah, I was reading the comments and kind of hastily through, and I was like, damn it, Matt. You're always saying something about the music that I pick on there. Um, and no, but you're correct in saying that this is Elderberry Wine's by far the standout song.
Mhm.
I really like it. The
It's
other
really
songs,
good.
Townies, super
Yeah.
good. Um, I'm really bad with some song names, but
They're not afraid to like get heavy in the
no,
middle of
they're
all the
not afraid to
twang.
get heavy. And I would say I'm not sure on the Discord, but definitely in my band, I'm the one that listens to probably the most the heavier music. I kind of have
Sure.
a wider range, I guess. But the heavier music or the more punk forward stuff. So they definitely get heavy. But I'm not sure I need to explain them
Yeah.
any. I'm pretty sure everyone who listens to this
It
podcast
will be on a lot of people's top
knows
lists,
who Wednesday
guaranteed.
is. So
So
yeah, but
this is
they
actually just outside my five.
just outside your five.
Yeah. But it's a really good album.
Yeah,
I
super
think
good.
there's just a few more that I just listen to a lot more consistently. That's a lot of my criteria too, is like what am I gonna like go back to and listen to a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I did a full export on my last FM
yeah,
of what I listened to, tracks, and all of that, kind of as I was compiling my list,
sure.
I kind of did my rough list at first and see how it compared, and I did shuffle some things around. But
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Gotta listen to what you're actually doing, you know? Like
I need the facts to back up what I'm putting out there, you know?
my number four is it's from someone who was on the pod and also did a half court session. It's a welcome kind of weakness by Runner. Um, love that song, that album so much. Feel like there's there's like maybe like seven or eight singles on there. It feels like every one has its own like weight to it. Um, and yeah, I just feel like there's so many, you know, front to back, there's so many good songs, and you know, also, you know, Noah's a big Hoops fan, so that's a plus too. But it's just like I kept going back to it. Every there's so many like kind of infectious choruses, even like not just vocal choruses, but like guitar hooks that just get stuck in my head. Um, really love that one. And I was super stoked because like he premiered, you know, Untitled October Song, which is the last song on the album, and he did that at during half court sessions, and that was, you know, probably 2 years ago at this point. So it's really cool to see it go on the album and to hear it in full. Love that album.
That's another one I will have to check out. I'm not super
Yeah.
familiar. I did see the half court session,
Yeah.
but I have not listened to the record.
He's definitely, and you know, I talked to him about it too. It's like that fringe of like emo, but also you're in the emo crowd, but you're also in like the kind of folk crowd.
Yeah,
And
and
like
honestly,
Howdy's there too.
that's kind of what I've been listening to a lot of. So I
Yeah.
think this would definitely be up my alley.
Yeah.
But I would say that's kind of where my taste has grown over the last
Sure.
few years. So I think that's perfect.
Nice. All
Uh,
right. What's your third?
so coming in at number three for me, is a record from a band called Friendship.
Yeah.
Caveman Wakes Up. You're familiar with them?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really interesting album.
Really interesting album. I kind of describe it as Johnny Cash meets Silver Jews.
The voice helps. Yeah.
The voice helps. And then there is kind of that folk indie
Hmm.
aspect of it that Silver Jews and David was kind of doing. Um, Super interesting lyrics, really
Yeah.
minimal yet incredible production on the
Hmm.
record. I mean, the guitars sound incredible, super crisp, super clear, really big sounds, but mostly acoustic guitar, some light, clean electric guitar. Just everything on the record flows. I mean, there's
Yeah.
clarinet, there's woodwinds, there's flute, just everything I kind of love. It helps as well that they're from Philadelphia. So you gotta love that. A lot of really great music coming out of Philadelphia right
Yeah,
now.
man.
But that record has been on repeat nonstop for me, kind of as the weather has changed.
Yeah.
Um, phenomenal record.
I think I just didn't give it enough listens to really have it show up this high. I really need to give it more listens, but I did really like what I had listened to so far. Um, awesome. All right, my third one on the list is a debut from this year, and it's a self-titled by Racing Mount Pleasant, out of Michigan, and it's a lot of people keep talking about them as they're like this like it's like welcome back Black Country New Road.
This is
uh,
another band that you turned me on to in the
yeah,
Discord.
it's super interesting music. It really does feel like it's just the like kind of like proggy post punk of Black Country New Road, but like with like covered in folk music, like the
Yeah.
Bon Iver sound, and it's those
Horns
two
and
worlds blending.
kind of super full sound. I'm thinking of the right band, right?
Yeah,
They have horns in a lot of their
yeah.
songs.
There's like nine members in
Oh
the
yeah.
band.
Well, I love ska.
Yeah.
And not to say that they're ska, but
They're basically ska.
they're basically ska.
It's dark ska. That's what it
I love it.
is.
The musicianship, the production,
Yeah,
everything on that, super great. You have to be so talented to have that many members in your band
right.
that are playing things that sound so good and
Yeah.
don't clash, don't overtake one another. Um, as soon as I forget which round on our music league that you put it,
Hmm.
one of their songs in, but I knew it was you immediately. I think I put
Yeah.
that in the comments. I
It
was like,
was the prompt was someone who's just released their first album in the past like 2 years or
yeah,
whatever.
that's right.
And that's also what's really cool is like they're super young. I think they're in college or just out of college.
Oh, really?
Um and they're from I believe Ann Arbor, Michigan, and they're just recently moved to Chicago. And they even remind me a lot of another Michigan band called Anathala, which I used to be really, really obsessed with. That's definitely that like layered folksy, like the band Annuals.
Yeah,
Um, that stuff. It's like there's a lot of layers in there that you just like pick up on, and it's like really full. I love it.
I love it too. Production is one of my
Yeah,
things I listen to when I'm listening to music, so really
yeah,
love
yeah.
it. My number two is a band from Canada.
Yeah.
This record, Who Will Look After the Dogs? I have to admit, I was not a Pup fan before this record.
Oh wow.
Wasn't. I listened to Morbid stuff a couple times through,
Sure.
didn't really love it. A few of their other records, didn't really fall in love with. For whatever reason, now this isn't getting the acclaim that Morbid stuff got. When that
Hmm.
record came out, I feel like you could not escape the PR for that record,
Right.
the advertising, people talking about it. It just felt like it was one of those zeitgeist kind of cultural moments for our scene. This record definitely did not get that, but I like it way more. The amount of times that I've listened to this record is absolutely insane. If you, run the Last FM stats on it.
Sure.
Um, I think lyrically, musically, everything just really spoke to me. The production on it. Um, I just absolutely love it. It kind of felt like
Yeah.
that they even watching interviews with them and stuff, they kind of got their joy back. It feels like Pup for many years were just super burned out on touring, super burned
Hmm.
out on being a band. They got absolutely crushed with COVID when they were just starting off their tour, when they were probably at the biggest that they ever were, coming off of Morbid stuff. I think it was like a weekend. They had to basically cancel the whole tour when they were at the peak of their band. I don't know if they ever got back to that level, but
Right.
this record phenomenal. The vinyl is beautiful. Every single song on it is perfect. There's no skips on there, no filler.
It's really good.
It's absolutely perfect.
Another former guest in Bonafide Hooper. Yeah, I
I
feel like there's no one that represents the Raptors better than Steven.
I
Um,
watched that episode as soon as it went up.
yeah, but I feel like, this album in general is like talking about all that stuff you were talking about. It's like how like sometimes how hard it is just to be in a band. And it's like
Yeah,
there's a lot of that stuff coming through, it's a really good album. It's the kind of album you got to listen to loud. Their band in general, like you got to listen to them loud.
it is. I love it. It's just everything about it's great. Sounds better, louder.
Yeah,
You're
such a unique voice too.
right. Yeah.
Um, awesome. Yeah, my second on the list is it's Bon Iver. It's Sable Fable. I've always been
Just
such a huge
outside of my
fan.
top five.
Yeah,
Just outside of it.
I think it was this the way it was released, and then also just knowing that like it's unofficially officially probably his last album he's ever gonna make, as at least as Bon Iver. Um, it's so good, and I just love how he's like people are always like, oh, I want the that original, that folksy stuff, and he's like, I'll give you 4 songs, and then we're
Those
gonna
four
switch
songs are
over.
absolutely incredible, though.
They are. But the way he switches over from those 4 songs to the rest of the album, and I think I remember reading that there's like this melody that like kind of phases from high to low, and it blends the chords between the last song on the EP and the first song of the album. And it's like those chords are not supposed to go together, but he like phases them, infuses them together, which is like the
That's
transition.
some Justin Vernon shit.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
I love it.
And it's really good. I typically go for his earlier stuff more, but I love a good handful of 22 million and all that stuff, and this blends them both perfectly. Like it's so good. Day One, I think, is another one of my favorites on the year. It's just the production and the sampling. It's so cool.
Not to go on a tangent, but did you hear the Haim song featuring Bon Iver that came out a few weeks ago?
Yeah, yeah, that was really
That
interesting too.
that song is also very, very awesome.
That's
Uh,
where I think he'll be. He'll live in that production world. That's
yeah.
just what he's gonna
And
do.
if you go out with a boom like this record, that's fine
Yeah,
because honestly, he lost me for a few years, which was
yeah,
heartbreaking because
agreed.
um I mean early 2010s into 2012 when Bon Iver came out,
Hmm.
just absolutely nonstop repeat. Just
Yeah.
loved everything that he did. And then really was super hit or miss for me after that. And if he's going out like this and he's going to live in that more pop
Yeah,
world, that's great. You gave me one little gift.
totally.
I'm going to hold on to it forever.
And he's like kind of, passing the baton a little bit. He's working with Dijon, he's working with McGee, and he was on SNL like in their band, like just in the background. Like,
Oh, is that right?
yeah,
I missed that.
yeah. So it's
Dijon's
it's
great.
yeah, they're that whole group is like such a unique sound that is gonna infiltrate all pop music in the next
I
five
love it.
years.
I'm here for it.
Let's hear your number one, man.
All right, number one pick. I don't think you will be able to guess this. And if you do,
I honestly thought it was gonna be Wednesday, so the fact that it's not.
all right. Well, going back to, if you remember, I kind of foreshadowed this a little bit, like about racing Mount Pleasant, where I was talking about ska. My
Ah,
number one record of the year is a ska record.
ooh,
It is Jer, Death of the Heart. This record is an absolute banger.
yeah.
If you're unfamiliar with Jer, I don't want to subject Jer to this, but they are Ska Tune Network,
Hmm.
and Jer is their,
That's what it is. Yeah, I've
yeah,
seen Scott 2 Network. I've seen the TikTok presence.
yes, and Jer is their original band. And this record, I don't want to necessarily label it as ska, even though it 100% is.
Sure.
But there are so many different genres on this record that I think it gives ska a really good name, a really good outlook. I think ska for so long and still is just kind of a joke to some people. I've always liked it. I liked it from the local bands that
Hmm.
I used to watch in my hometown to just always kind of listening to ska and kind of, people thinking of it as a joke or whatever it is.
Right,
But
right.
this record gets a little bit political, which I love. Really singing about stuff that just carries a ton of weight. Equality, trans rights, anti-capitalism, billionaires. I mean, it touches on everything that kind of we're dealing with in the world right now.
Yeah.
And I think Jer being a part of a marginalized group can really speak in just so poetically about all of that, all of those major issues that are going on, and kind of to package it up in this fun way of this fun yet dark way that ska isn't quite known for. There's certainly a couple tracks on here that are kind of Midwest emo.
Hmm.
Um, there are kind of some trip hop tracks on here, a couple features from other bands. There's some hardcore moments on the record. I mean, it just has everything, and I think for the originality, it's certainly the most original record of the year, and I think it's one of the most prolific as far as lyrics and messaging goes, and
Yeah.
I just think it's worth everyone's time, whether you like ska or not, and just stop being so cool. Listen to
Yeah, that's awesome. I need to listen more. I've definitely heard some songs, but I haven't really given the album a full listen. But I also I love doing this list with you because it's like such contrasting, but also some overlap, but like our, really expanding recommendations for people in multiple directions.
Yeah, and if you're putting it on the website, I'll give you the top 15 list as well. There's so many great artists, great bands that I couldn't put on here.
Yeah.
But John Gom, Frankie Cosmos. I mean, I'm not going to
Yes.
spoil it, but uh, you could put it on the website, and if anybody listens to anything that I have suggested so far from mine or yours, I mean, I think that's what this podcast
That's the
is for.
goal.
Yeah. Let's hear yours.
My number one is I like won't stop talking about it, and it's one of those albums where I feel like I don't understand why more people aren't. Like they are to a degree, but like I feel like it's not enough. And I'm really obsessed with Bloodless by Samia. And this is what I submitted in our music league this week. Uh, and I did pick a deep cut of a song from the album, but the way I loved Baby from years ago. It was really good. It was a good introduction to her, and my favorite fun fact about Samia is she is a nepo baby, which is it's fine. So is Frankie Cosmos. It happens.
Totally fine. I work for somebody, his daughters are Nepo babies, and hey,
Yeah,
uh, they're also very, very talented
yeah,
doing the work.
that happens.
Just because you are a Nepo baby does not
Yeah,
mean you're not talented.
she is the daughter of Kathy and Jimmy and Dan from the Dan Band. Uh, uh, what a power couple right there. But I mean, her music is so good, and I loved Baby. I didn't, the next few albums, I think I liked just okay. But once Bloodless came out, it really just every listen grew on me more and more and more. I love the way she's like her lyrics are super specific, and like they tell these really like they paint these pictures of stories and in a very, Gen Z slash millennial way and the way she talks about things. But um, I'm also really impressed with the way she does her vocal melodies. I feel like they're so unique and so like hooky, not even just in a chorus, but even the verse. Her inflections go up and down, and they're just like they continuously draw me in. I've listened to this album so many times this year.
It's a great record. It's one of the few that you have mentioned that I have listened to. Like, great recommendation.
Yeah,
I didn't put it at number one. I wouldn't put it at number one.
yeah,
We have very different tastes, but I can certainly see why you put it there.
sure,
I think it's well deserving.
yeah. That's the point of all this, man.
It's awesome. I mean,
I'm
hey, I
I'm
put a
I'm
ska
not
record
saying
as
what's
number.
correct.
Yeah, I put a ska record as number one.
Yeah,
I don't even know what you would call this genre. Some sort of
I think it's like indie pop.
indie pop. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, well deserving. I think we
yeah.
have two of the best number one records of 2025 sitting
It's a
at
good
the top
list.
of our list here.
So, yeah, if you want to, I mean, I'll be posting my whole top 50 list along with some mentions from some people who have contributed to the website over the past year. Some little write-ups from them, but yeah, that whole list is available on indiebasketball.com. And then if you want to hear Tommy's list, you just hit him up. I'll probably share your extended list in this episode description.
That sounds great. And I only did 15. I'm not
Yeah.
doing, so just, it'll fit in
I
the,
listen to way too much music. Way too much. Is there such thing? I don't know. So those are our MVP albums of the year, but let's talk NBA MVP race.
okay.
You like that transition?
I
It's
love it. I love it. I love it. Especially
uh
as a Sixers fan, I love it
oh,
because
okay.
I feel like Maxie's not getting the credit he deserves.
I feel like he has a case. So let's talk about who is in consideration. Obviously we have Jokic who will be in consideration every year.
Yeah. Until he's out of the league, unless he has some Embiid type situation,
Right.
which I don't see coming, knock on wood. Shea, I think, is number one
Yeah,
odds on favorite.
absolutely.
Luca. I think he is
Luca, maybe
number
his
three.
best career year right now, like his best chance at winning MVP potentially.
I think so. I think you're correct.
And
Uh,
you had Giannis, but
Giannis
he's
is still top five according to. Now I'm going to be on the record and say I hate sports betting. Just gonna go out and say it.
me too.
But I check the odds for MVP just to kind of see who's in the running and to kind of see because they obviously have a very good, you know, idea of who's going to
Yeah.
win. But Giannis, I think, is still top five odds-on favorite to win.
I think time is just going to dilute that,
It will
every week. I don't see him
every
coming
week,
back
every game
fully
missed.
healthy.
No,
Yeah.
it's a shame. And I don't
Um,
know what's going on him, honestly, with this year. I know he did
yeah.
one of those like delete social media posts with all the Bucks things,
The
um,
drama.
drama, the typical stuff that usually happens before a trade request happens. Which honestly I wouldn't blame him for, but I think he will drop out of the top five somewhat soon, which maybe allows Maxi to come in there because I
That's
think he has a real case for it, honestly.
I
And that's not
I
just me being
can't
a
fault
home.
you on that. Yeah, I can't fault you on that. Like top five, I think, especially if Giannis is dropping out, I wouldn't can't think of someone I would put above him because he has made this team super exciting and he has put them on his back on the absence of a healthy Joel Embiid, which we may never see again.
No,
Um,
it's really sad. I mean, even just watching the Lakers game last night, unfortunately they lost, but it's just so unfortunate that Embiid is just a shell of who he was. And it's
yeah,
sad to see as a basketball fan, love him or hate him. I know he's a polarizing guy, but at his peak, at his best, I mean, he was literally not even just one of the best bigs to play. I mean, he was one of the best in the sport
mhm,
when he's at his peak. Just scoring efficiency, um, especially when he's in his like trolling era and stuff like that. I mean, it's just fun. But it's really sad to see, and
I
Maxie has
know.
really had to lift a whole lot, um, which I think the MVP discussion in general is a little bit skewed because it
Yeah,
typically goes to the best player on the best team.
yeah.
It's like kind of how it shakes out. Um, Shea, odds-on favorite to win. He has a phenomenal roster. He
I can't
is
disagree with it though. Like he is
he
great.
uh, absolutely. I love watching him play.
Yeah,
I don't really buy into the foul merchant stuff that a lot of people do. That's
everyone does
not
it.
it. Everyone does it, but I'm not one of the people that fault him for it.
Sure.
So I genuinely like watching him play. I think he's absolutely ridiculous. Um, I will say having Chet Holmgren helps a ton.
Yeah,
Your supporting cast, they don't really have like a big three, but their supporting cast is all phenomenal. I mean, we saw it last year, and
sure.
we could talk about it a little bit more, but we talked
Yeah.
about it, you know, or we will talk about it, I'm sure. But I mean, last year's team, crazy good, right? I
Hmm.
mean, what 14 losses or something or 16? What do they have? And they win the championship, and they start the year off with one loss, with 22 and one or 24 and one. I
They're
don't know
they're
exactly.
23-1 right now.
23 and one. Okay, I said every number but that. Um, but yeah, so I mean, he has to be number one, but I think it's a little bit the award in general, I think, is just skewed a little bit towards the better teams.
It's the same problem with all sports, right? It's
It
is
really
the
is.
award is supposed to be who is if they remove them from the team, they are the worst team in the league pretty
Yeah.
much. Who has the most impact on their team, not on the league.
And that is where I say Tyrese Maxey, his case begins. Now, I know that's not the way the award works,
Yeah,
but if you
sure.
take him off of the team, you're working with guys that you have never heard of before.
Sure.
I mean, literal bench guys. I mean, you have Watford, who just got his first career triple double a couple weeks ago against the Raptors. I was at the game. Um, I mean, you have Kelly Oubre, but he's hurt.
Sure.
You have Quentin Grimes, who, I mean, this dude came out of nowhere last year and kind of held out for a little bit because he thought he
Hmm.
was worth like $20 million a year, $22 million a year. The Sixers didn't want to pay him that. He might be worth that right now, but nobody ever heard of this guy. Um, you have Adem Bona and Andre Drummond as your starting centers if they're healthy, because Embiid isn't playing, Paul George isn't playing. You literally have three max contract guys, and Maxie's the only one that plays.
Sure. But you
Uh,
are downselling some of the other upsides of this team, which is VJ Edgecombe has had an amazing start to the season.
Amazing start to the season. He has kind of normalized a little bit, but he also got hurt. I think he missed
Yeah.
about 6 games with like a calf injury.
Jared
And
McCain, same deal, has
Jared
his
McCain,
injuries.
he's not the same guy that he was last year. I think he's coming back
Yeah.
into form, but these guys are also essentially rookies for what it's worth. And I mean, it's really difficult for rookies to go out there and share this load with the team
Sure.
because they're going to make mistakes, they're going to mess up. Um, if you take Maxi out of the equation, is VJ Edgecombe really going to,
No.
you know, your team's going to really be awful.
But
So that's,
to your point, like he has, Maxi has made this team still be what? They're 13 and 11, I believe.
um, they with last night's loss, they might be 11 or 10 losses. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they're above 500, and I think people expected far worse when they don't have Embiid, and he has really taken that on. So
And
he has
Paul
been
George
playing incredible. Yeah, and Paul
literally
George.
have two wasted max contract slots, which is, I mean, the story of the Sixers uh, roster the past like
Yeah.
however many years. But I mean, I think Maxi has most, and this to me is a true telling statistic of MVP, is he's leading the NBA in minutes played, which to
Hmm.
me, that just personally says that is the best, most valuable
Yeah.
player in the league. If you are literally leading the league in most minutes played, it means we cannot
Giving it his
say
all.
yes. And it's nothing paltry either. I mean, I think it's like 39 minutes a game or
Yeah.
40 minutes a game he's averaging. He what a game is 46 minutes long
Yeah.
and he's averaging 40 minutes a game. It's kind of crazy. And the
But I
other
have to say, on the same logic of the reason this MVP award happens, could you not just say, well, you take Jokic off the Nuggets, what is that team?
it's
Pretty
true.
bad.
It's pretty bad. His scoring is incredible and his assists are even more. I mean, he just opens
Yeah.
everything up for everybody else. But I mean, he's definitely going to be, like you said, in the MVP conversation
Yeah.
until he's out of the league. I mean, just the way that he plays basketball is just it just lends itself to that.
Sure.
Yeah,
So you feel good about your young Sixers core?
I do. I really do.
It was
Certainly.
a different tune before the season. I feel like Sixers fans were not sure what to do.
No, I mean, we literally saw Paul George roll up to a club with the knee brace on, and nobody knew that he had surgery on his knee in the offseason. Like, why did you wait so long? You had this injury where you missed half the last half of the season last year, and then you get a surgery a month before the season starts. Um, Still not really playing. I think he's only played
Yeah,
maybe 7 games or something like that. Yeah, it was certainly doom and gloom in Philadelphia regarding the Sixers before this happened. Um, People not renewing their season tickets, them
sure.
doing sales on season tickets, or just regular tickets, bringing back these black uniforms, just
Yeah,
anything they can to really try to get people invested in the team again. Because I mean, the city just became worse than hate is apathy when it comes to a sports team, and kind of a franchise's worst nightmare is just the lack of caring. And that's
yeah,
kind of where the Sixers were headed. And then Edgecombe really just, turned that all around in the first game. I mean, I forget what the stats were on the first game, but he was up there, I think, with it was like Wilt Chamberlain and LeBron James or something like that. I forget exactly what the stats were, but most points scored by a rookie in their opening debut or something like that. Or maybe
crazy.
Allen Iverson was on the list.
I think Iverson was, yeah.
But just kind of revitalized everybody's. hope and outlook on
Mhm.
the team. And it kind of reminds me a little bit more of the process years where I had more fun watching those years where you weren't expecting anything. And when the team won, it was because these players who had no business winning were winning, and it was really
Yeah.
fun to watch. And just seeing, especially back then, like TJ McConnell just running the floor and
Hmm.
seeing what he became today. It just gives you hope without um, any letdown because I have no expectations right now,
Sure.
and I
You
think
had
that's what
to
a young team is.
bring yourself back down to an underdog versus being the top dog and have everyone pointing at you.
For sure. And I've had my criticisms of Embiid in the past, but the way that I play basketball personally and the way that I like to watch basketball be played is very, very quick, very fast. Kind of a newer style of basketball that you really see like the Indiana Pacers doing and OKC doing, but really
And
defensively.
Tyrese Maxey.
Yes, exactly. Tyrese Maxey. But to have these other supplemental guys where you don't have Embiid on the court, but you have room for, playing a little bit more of a small ball lineup out there, and you could run three guards.
Hmm.
I mean, they're running Quentin Grimes, Edgecombe, and Maxey kind of simultaneously. I mean,
Yeah.
tallest dude there is like 6'5" maybe.
Right.
Um,
People
and
running small these days.
I really love it. I think it's really fun to watch. It's kind of where the NBA is headed.
It's
Um,
like rec ball, you know?
it's like rec
No,
ball.
no one's super tall at rec ball.
No, I play rec ball. I'm a solid 5'10", and
Yeah.
you can cook out there at
Yeah.
if you're just a little bit faster than everybody else.
Sure.
Um,
I'm a 6'5" center, you know?
you have to come out to Philly sometime and play in the league that me and my best friend run, low skill basketball. Um,
Would love to.
we would love to have you out there. We have a lot of Philly music legends that come play with us
Sick.
any given week. There's the indie punk crossover is kind of where it's rooted in, and then there's kind of it branches out from there. But
Get
I would
Mannequin Pussy in a game.
they haven't come out yet. I would love to get them out there, but we've had Joe from Algernon come out.
There you
He's
go.
very tall. He might be as tall as you. So he's come out to play. We have John from Balance and Composure coming out all the time. Jeff Myers, he's a drummer. He's been in Restorations, bunch of other uh, really awesome indie bands.
Sick.
I mean, there's just so much good Philly music, and I'm friends with
Yeah.
these people, and we all like basketball, and um, come out any given week, and it's kind of a star-studded affair. Those dudes that are playing, but we love to have you, all ages,
Would love
all
to.
genders, all skill levels, whatever it is. Just uh, you got to make it work. 6'5",
Amazing.
man, come on,
Yeah. I'll get the boards.
please. Board gets paid.
So we talked before about, SGA's, status in the MVP race. We have to talk about how good this Thunder team is, though.
Uh, they're ridiculous, and
23-1.
it proves they're not a fluke. Last year, I think some people were saying could be a fluke. Just the amount of injuries that piled up, the path that
Yeah,
they took to get there. Granted that they won so many games last year, um, but their path to the finals, I mean, basically any team, really, their path to the finals was a little bit easier than previous
sure.
years, just with all the unfortunate injuries, which, in
Right.
my opinion, kind of dampened my whole playoff experience just because every week somebody was going out or there was a team that lost their
Yeah.
firepower or whatever it was. But this team is legit. They're real. Uh,
Yeah.
Not
I
a fluke.
I
And
have
they're
to
young.
ask. I know, and it has me asking, could this be the greatest team of all time?
Right now, you have to say yes. I mean, they
I
coming off a
Yeah,
championship season where they lost less than 15 games, won the title, and to open up the next season and in their first 25 games have one loss is just
I
absolutely
mean,
incredible. We've never seen it.
no, we haven't. And I think the crazy thing too is is if you look at one, how much they are beating people by. Like it's insane. On average, basically, they're beating teams by 17 points per game on average, and that's they only have the one loss. Um, and they have scored 100 points in every single game this season.
Great stat. And by doing that, you have to congratulate the defense, which
Yeah,
I love. Great defense.
yeah,
Being a small guy playing basketball, you got to try.
yeah,
And I feel like defense and trying is one of the things that is free. And it takes nothing but effort to do.
right.
And they're doing it. And they could easily not because they have so much offensive firepower. But I mean, this team just comes out every single night, doesn't give up. They don't phone it in, which is
Mhm.
super easy to do coming off of a championship season. You see it all of the time. And they're just playing basketball the right way. And,
They're
you know,
playing fast. They're yeah. Obviously, the defense is important, but their offense is just unreal. Like they have seven guys averaging over 10 points per game.
it's so
Even
crazy.
Isaiah Joe is averaging 12 points per game.
Don't break my heart. Sixers legend.
That it's just they're so deep, so stupid deep. Shea's got 32 a game. Chet's Chet's having his best year yet. He's at 18 a game. Like it's unbelievably deep team.
No, I
And
think I think they might be the best team we've ever seen. And people are going to jump in and talk about different eras of basketball and talk about,
Warriors, Bulls.
yeah. And I know championships really are what's going to separate a great team from the rest, and they have some work to do there. But I mean, let's enjoy this while we
Yeah.
can, because I mean, we've never seen this before.
But keep in mind that Warriors team that broke the record, they did not win that year.
They did not win that year,
So,
but the Warriors in general,
they are, I would say, a
what
great dynasty of
great
all time.
dynasty. And I think they have a chance because they also have a ton of picks, including the
Yeah.
Clippers pick, which, as it stands right now,
Ooh.
is a very good pick to have. So to give that pick to OKC is just,
Which
I don't
is
know what to say.
it's a perfect jump because is there a more miserable franchise right now than the Clippers?
No, there's not. It's
It's
absolutely insane.
pathetic.
I've never seen anything like it. This Chris Paul situation is out of control, and I feel so bad for him.
It's really
And I
awful.
feel
And you
bad
know,
for the
people
fans.
yeah, and people will say what they want about Chris Paul. I know he's not like beloved by a lot of people, but he truly is a top five point guard of all time.
He is. And guess who else isn't loved? Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, sure.
There's plenty of people. You're telling me that everybody loved Michael Jordan in the locker room?
Exactly.
They did not, but we didn't have social media.
But to rob him of a retirement,
And
you know, farewell.
it is not the first time that this organization has done that, by the way. I mean, the list is extensive. I don't know how much that this irritated you and how much you've looked into this or racked your brain about it, but they have done this time and time again with stars that they owe stuff to.
Sure.
I mean, Blake Griffin, he had bids from other players, max contracts to sign with them. I don't know if you remember this. They did a whole shrine to him when they were courting him to come
Hmm.
to the Clippers. They did a shrine of him in the locker room and with his jersey hung up as if it was like a retirement ceremony. And they had this other shirt that staff members were wearing around. I believe I I don't want to misspeak, but I'm pretty sure that they put his face on a shirt with like Gandhi and like MLK and like
Oh my
staff
God.
members wearing that around. Like not even just saying like this is one of the best basketball players ever, like this is one of the best human beings to ever live. And they got him to sign and what traded him to the Pistons
And
that
in
season.
such a terrible way, in such a disrespectful way.
And then I don't even think he really, I mean, did he play much after that?
I mean, yeah, he had just, he had some runs. He really evolved his game after that to be, he developed a three-point shot and he became a role
That was
player, but
that was just gut wrenching. I mean, I remember they made such a big deal and he was so happy. But
yeah.
same thing with Chris Paul. He announces his retirement. He's super excited to say, "Hey, this is it. I'm going to finish here. You know, the early days of my career were here, Lob City.
Yeah.
I had a whole bunch of stuff in the middle, and now I'm back, and we're going to finish it the right
Like
way."
a month in.
And then they said, "We're good."
That's unbelievable.
It's
It's
unbelievable.
and let's not forget it it feels like a long time ago, but the Kawhi stuff was this season.
Oh, I know. And if you thought that Ballmer couldn't do anything worse than the Kawhi stuff, he does this,
We need
which
to
is
draw attention away from the situation. Let's let go of Chris Paul.
I just can't believe how big of an idiot Ballmer is on so
Yeah.
many fronts. And I mean, also last year with Russell Westbrook. I mean, let's be real, he's not good anymore. But the dude is a legend. He's tainted his
Yeah,
legacy, in my opinion, a little bit by continuing to play and
sure.
playing at the level that he's playing. But he deserves more respect than that. And he was
Yeah.
another guy that basically said, I want to stay here. I want to finish it out here. And they what they basically did they trade him? Was it or did they just dump him? I think
I
they might
think
have
they dumped
dumped him.
him and he couldn't really sign anywhere.
No. And I mean, just give the guy some dignity to go out. And
Yeah.
he was fine being a bench player. He
Yeah.
wasn't putting up any fuss
His
about
role
it.
on the Nuggets was I think exactly what he wanted.
Yeah. And I mean, and then the Clippers organization has done this to John Wall.
Sure. Which,
I don't know if that
say
was
what you will about his injuries, but
was
it's
that
still
Ballmer yet or no? I
I
can't.
think
I
it
think
was
it was
Ballmer. I
Ballmer.
think that was right around that switch over.
But I mean, and he never played after that.
No.
But I mean, these guys deserve a lot more. Specifically Chris Paul in this
Yeah.
situation deserves a lot more than they were given by the organization.
Are they ever going to get a premier player again? I can't imagine any player would want to play for them now.
I don't think they can until 2028. I think I think Harden and Kawhi go through the 2027 season if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. Or it's definitely yeah, I think through the 2027 season. So, I mean, they're not going to have a marquee player until probably
Yeah.
2028. And they don't even own their pick this year, which is probably going to be like a lottery pick.
Yeah. God, could
I,
you
I,
imagine if the Thunder ended up getting AJ Demance?
hey, that'd be great.
It would
I
be crazy.
just another dynasty. Let's just
Let
do
it
it.
go. Yeah.
Part of me is so upset because of the way that the process years ended with OKC,
Yeah.
and with the Sixers and them kind of being forced by the league, and then OKC comes in and does things the exact same, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's just fine.
It's wild, man. But,
Hinkie had a vision,
yeah.
but
No one can do it better than the if you want to model your team after a GM, just look at the Thunder.
yeah, no, it was yeah, and for the Clippers to give their pick this year to the Thunder is just absolutely crazy. But
Yeah.
I don't know, the Clippers organization is just terrible. I'm irritated at them as a
Yeah.
fan. And so much more. I mean, stupid new stadium that, you get and
After all that money, after the
all that.
billions of dollars for Los Angeles taxpayers.
So crazy. But it's a true shame.
Yeah. Well, I think in the end, I think the Thunder are, they're going to keep doing their thing. And then that trade really just split apart the league. It just like, it was like a a time continuum vortex where like one goes up, the other goes all the way down.
It's crazy. And I mean, you kind of have to, if you're a Mavericks fan, you have to kind of be excited that the hate is off of your team on a
Yeah,
national level because I mean, you just got one upped big time by, this offseason with
right.
Ball with the Kawhi stuff and now this, Chris Paul situation and
That's why they're quietly like, I think we should let go of Nico now. Now's a good
yeah,
time.
and they did. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. So now maybe Mavs fans can like finally ease up and actually enjoy having Cooper Flag on their team.
Oh, I forgot to mention, by the way, something that the Clippers organization that also did that was so dumb, trading Shea.
I mean, yes. That's
I mean,
that's that's the crux of this whole thing.
yes, the crux of this whole thing, which is, I mean, the trade that you're talking about here. I
Yeah.
mean, the to verbalize it, Shea, 8 picks. I mean, just so everybody out there hears and understands the trade. Shea, 8 picks. It's ridiculous. I mean, just
For a man who is not playing on your team.
yeah, gotta love it.
It's yeah. Every once in a while there's a generationally bad trade and that's this one. Hey, but you know what? I'd say Luca and for AD is up there as well. So
It is.
that's a tough one. Oh, but you know what? NBA's it's a good time to watch. It's still a good time. Love there's so much drama, more drama than ever. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, it's a great sport. Playoffs are always incredible,
Yeah,
just like baseball. Um, Kind of really turns up the heat
for
come
sure.
come playoffs, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
Not excited for the All-Star break and whatever they do here for that.
However, they try and fix
However,
the
they try
dunk
and fix it.
contest.
I think they need to do something with this. I can't see Mac McClung, Sixers legend Mac McClung win again.
I don't want to see him do it again.
No.
I think you got to get VJ in there.
I would love it
Uh,
if his calf is ready for it.
yeah, that's true. Well, it's been great having you on and talking hoops and going over our albums.
Yeah, love being here.
Thanks again for joining. Make sure if you want to check out our list, you can find that on indiebasketball.com. Um, anything people can check out from you, or is it just, hit them up on Instagram or join
You
our
know,
Discord?
on the Discord or not really on Instagram. If there's other ways to find me on the
Sure.
Discord. I have to say, everybody join the Discord if you haven't. If you're listening, you haven't. It's a super fun time. That's how I met Matt. How I met so many other people. But it's a really incredible community, and you should definitely reach out and join there. But
How did you find out about it in the first place?
from Keith
Oh,
from
yeah. Yeah.
Empire, who was just at my house a couple weeks ago. He flew in to go to the Eagles Detroit Lions
Oh,
game.
nice.
Big Lions fan. I'm an Eagles fan. Got the hat on. They're playing right now on my TV there. I have season tickets. I said, hey, fly out. I have the tickets. You come out here, and he did,
Yeah.
and it was incredible. But he told me to about the podcast. I didn't even know about it. So I listened to the podcast, a few episodes, immediately joined the Discord, and it was just all in from then on out. Um,
That's Keith, man. He's a real one.
he is. He's a real one. I'm running the best emo label in present day, I have to say. So, but nothing really for me to check out.
Yeah.
Everyone, check out everyone everywhere if you haven't. If you're fans of Midwest emo or emo in general, give that a listen. We may try to come back in some. And I have to dedicate this episode to the late, great Ben, my cat, who passed away this morning. I want to send this one out to him. He's a real one, 17 years old, my baby boy, such a prince. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to come on the
Yeah.
podcast today, but yeah, just super awesome cat. So hit me up for some cat photos of him.
Yeah,
I'd rather talk about that than music if you
sure.
would have hit me
Yeah,
up.
I appreciate you coming on, man. And despite of that, I know how tough that is.
Of course, yeah, but yeah, wanted to come on here and give homage to my boy Ben. So
Yeah, man. All right. Well, I will let you get back to your Eagles game
let's
and
do it.
join the Discord. Check out everyone everywhere. Thanks everyone for listening.